Welcome to May. What a month this is going to be, I can tell already. If you have not started your garden, you don't live in the South most likely. Us down here have already started them, I'm sure. But I will share with you where I'm at, and we'll take a look around the vegetable garden, take a look at some of the flower beds, and just kind of give you a quick update on where we are for this first week of May and how things are looking. Let's go take a look. Let me take a minute and just talk about my potatoes. These Yukon Golds have just done excellent. They've been in the ground now 60 days. Planted them, 60 days. So now they're coming along. They're starting to bloom. Some of them are. Some I've read up on that. Sometimes they don't at all. It don't mean a whole lot, but usually it means tubers are forming. But jump over across this hole here, this break to the other side of the gate, and there's my rain gauge sitting here with these. I got it attached there, but you can see these things are just unbelievable. That box is about a foot high, so you see there's another 18 to 24 inches above the box with growth. Just another angle. So I've got these two on this end and those two on that end. But I'm real proud of these babies. I just hope they produce well. That'll be the key, won't it? All right, look at this corn. Looking good right now. I tell you what, it's that's the first planting right there on the front half of the row. And I'm out here today doing this right here, taking care of business. We haven't had any rain much at all. And when we did get it, it wasn't too much. So it kind of caught me in the middle of that. So I thought I'd go ahead and film this while I was doing it. I'm finishing it up. But my corn is looking really good. The little trick I told you about the string is working well. As you can see, the first ones I planted are doing well. These are on this end are the second ones. Not as high. So they're about a week behind the other ones. But I've left the strings on there because of these down here. They're still kind of baby, and the crows would get in here and pull those kernels up. But when they get to about that size over there is usually when I pull them all up. But corn is looking good. It's going to be a good year, I think, if the winds and storms don't knock them over. Holding my breath on that one. These are my purple hull peas. Both beds have been planted, and the first one here on the left are considerably bigger than the ones on the other bed, as you can kind of get a feel there. But it's still very early in the planting season here, early May. So for do a May update, there's not a lot to update. But these are the purple hull peas right across the aisle from the corn. Okay, here's my trellis of tomatoes, one of them. But I'm real happy about these because all of these tomatoes that are almost up to the bottom, here they are up to the bottom of the trellis. But all of these I raised from seed. And so these down here on this end are doing really well. And I'm just thrilled to death about that. Can't wait to have a good old fresh red tomato for these. And here's a quick look at some other stuff that's not doing quite as well. It just takes longer to get started. But right across from my tomatoes there, this next aisle over, these are squash. And I'm breaking this row down and planting it in increments of 5. I've got 20 squash planting holes, but I'm planting 5 and then 5 and then 5 and then 4 at the end. So the first 5 here seem to be doing really well. I had to replant the first one, it died, but the rest of them are coming up good. Right next to them these are all my flowers on this half of the garden. I've got exactly the same bed behind me. But you'll see the popsicle sticks, if you will, sticking up I've got marigolds, then the next section is zinnias, the middle section is cosmos, and then back to another section of zinnias and another section of marigolds on both sides of the garden. So that'll be really well. And I'm not real happy with my beans this year for some reason. These are 2 beds of lima beans. The one on the right is my first planting, and then a week later is the one on the left. And neither bed has filled out completely. I'm gonna have to replant some of the bed number 1. Bed number 2 is just now starting to get out of the ground. So, and I've got exactly the same thing behind me with my green beans. So we're just in the early stages of the spring summer garden. And of course, the girls could care less about the garden. As long as I throw out some scratch feed, they're perfectly happy. I'm currently getting about six eggs a day, sometimes 7, out of 8 hens. So that's not bad at all. The white one is named Queenie, and I've got two gold ones and 2 red ones and 3 of the barred rock. But this gold one over here all by herself is called Squeaker. And that's all she says all day long. I've never heard her cackle, never heard anything else out of her except that. And therefore, I named her Squeaker. Hang in there, girl. It's gonna be a big summer for you. One of the things we're gonna look at today is my May update is my shade garden. I've got some azaleas that's already finished blooming right here. We got some other things, hostas, ferns. I've got some Solomon seals. As we go down through there, more azaleas on the other end. But isn't it amazing when you think about doing something and you put it off for a day or two, everything changes. And I say that because I'm going to show you. 2 days ago I was going to film this, but I hadn't had a chance to get out here and clean it up, so I put it off. And then I'm looking here at these hostas, how nice they look, and nice and full. But when I get down here to this hosta, just in that overnight, deer found it. And this thing was covered with these huge leaves. And of course you can see where now they're nubs. That one, they skipped this one. I guess they don't like that flavoring on it. But all my ferns are there, and nothing's touched. Everything looks great. Azaleas, some more Solomon seal. Here's a little curly leaf hosta. They really love this one. Took it down to the ground. And another one just left me a few little things. So I, as any good gardener would do, panicked. Said, oh no, what am I going to do? I took off to the store. Well, I took off to my shop because I had some spray deer repellent, and I was going to put that on here, but I didn't do it. Again, I postponed. But I put it out, what I had left, after I found this. I went back and sprayed everything well, so they wouldn't get back in here another time. But now I realize, as I look at this, the other thing I was going to do, which we didn't do yet, and I will do a picture of it when I get it, was to get back here where I let you see what it's. The whole thing looks like that, but there's no color. So I got these hanging pots here on the stand next to our swing. I've got all that, and I wanted to get some impatiens, some shade-loving plants, and put back here. And so that's just another thing I'm working on during this season as we kick it off and roll. So come on, let's look at some other things. One of the other things during the garden season I wanted to take a look at and show you right quick. But I'll do a detail on this thing in another video coming up shortly, because I want to start pulling up some stuff and see how it's doing. But you see here I got figs. On the left hand side I've got some fig trees that's got some nice leaves on them. I got some Cherokee roses that I took cuttings from and potted those up. But as I look over here on the bench, I've got all my cuttings I was doing from different plants around the yard. There's some hydrangeas. Here are some camellia bushes, a gardenia bush, some leftover tomatoes I didn't have room to plant yet. May not need them. And then some more camellias, and finally over in the corner some forsythia. But all this stuff is just doing great. I've been keeping it watered, keeping it fertilized, and it seems to be just taking to it well. But it's fun. I had no idea. But yeah, I'm enjoying this part of it, learning process too. I'm anxious, like I said, in the next video, or not the next one, but the next few coming up, I plan to sacrifice some of these and just see if they're rooting. They look mighty good to not be. So I'll cross my fingers on that. I may up pot them or something like that till I figure out where I'm going to put all these things. But anyway, I guess that's the part of growing stuff. You get, like anything else, if you got a hobby, you get more than you can handle and keep up with, and all of a sudden your house is full or your shop's full or something. So anyway, another project I've got working on here in the month of May. And as we continue to walk around the yard and look at things for the month of May, this is my lily bed, and it is absolutely gorgeous with new lilies coming up this year. Didn't have to plant any of these. These all came back from last year's growth, even on down that way. But I noticed as I'm getting in here, I've got one that's bloomed early, but there she is, doing a good job on that. And then I've also got down here that I haven't weeded this part. You can see it along the front, but it's going to be full as well. And that little old birdhouse right there has been very, very active in keeping us entertained as we watch birds go in and out of there. They've got a nest of bluebirds in there. Well, I hope you enjoyed that. It was a good look around the place. Hit a few flower beds, and I have some more, but there was nothing blooming in them. Just like there was not much blooming in the ones I did show you. So maybe the first June update, I'll have a lot to show you. The garden should be coming along. Some things will be picking by then, I'm sure. And so just hang in there with me. It's going to be an exciting summer, and got a lot of things to talk about as we go forward. And if there's anything you'd like to see or know about, drop me a line down there and let me know. I'll be glad to share with you what I do know, and we'll kind of go from there. In the meantime, I do appreciate you. My name's Don, and I appreciate you watching, and I appreciate you being part of it. And glad to have you along with Pa's Garden Journal as I journal my garden activities. And so that's a good thing to have fun with, and I'm enjoying it. So we'll talk to you later. In the meantime, take care of yourself.